I went to see Lenny Kravitz on October 30th, and I basically spent midnight till 2 a.m. vlogging around the falls afterwards. And I feel like it's all Lenny's magic that he allowed this concert to happen, and at that venue. I don't know if he chose it or if it just so happened that like the sizing of the audience would work. He came to Ontario, and I just can't believe that. And it's like right on the borderline of the US and Canada, and right before the election, right before Halloween, and like this intense energy this time. I woke up and I'm like, I'm not gonna look pretty enough, I'm not gonna do it justice, I'm not gonna feel good going there because I'm so shy and everything. And then I ended up just, I was just having a really bad few days, and then the outfit just came together like the last minute, and I just had this gorgeous impulse to wear this outfit to the concert, and it took forever to get ready, and I think that's why I was late. And so I did all my makeup and everything, and then I was like, I was running late, but the GPS said I'd get there at like 8:15. It starts at 8, right? And I'm like, okay, well, if I could leave a little earlier, I'll get there right at 8, or like I'll get there, maybe he has an opener, maybe he won't start right at the time. Well, I think he did end up starting right at the time, and I was about 45 minutes late, 30 minutes late. I am so sorry. I'm late to everything, but like, I really regret it, and I've written comments on YouTube on other people's videos about the different opening songs that he was playing, asking people, would he play, like, I'd like to know, because I wasn't there because I was late. And in his song Honey, he's like, I won't be late. He says that lyric, and I'm like thinking, like, how dare you come late to his show when he's coming to Canada? And it was so synchronistic, because around the time of the VMAs, he dropped this tour date randomly, and I'm like, this is so exciting, because I've actually honestly found it like 2 weeks before the concert. I'm like, what? Well, he's coming to Toronto. Oh my god, I have to get tickets. Oh my god. For the first time in my life, being able to see Lenny Kravitz live. When 12-year-old, 13-year-old me would have been so excited, off the charts, to know that future me is in this state of mind at this time in my life, and I'm gonna see Lenny Kravitz. Huge honor that he came here to Canada, and I will always remember this. I'm living in fear. That song stuck out to me. I came in right before he started singing Paralyzed. I can't even remember what song it was, because I was so starstruck when I walked in, and the usher was like talking to me, and I'm just like, I don't know, I can't focus on anything because he's right there on the stage. It was weird, because other concerts I'm fine with it. Like, this was different, and he started singing Paralyzed, and he's like, this is called Paralyzed, and everyone was screaming, and I like started singing along every lyric with him, because I knew the song basically by heart. And so I'm singing along, dancing, and I'm just like, oh my god, he's right there. What does he look like? What does he look like? Because I always see him in photos and video, and I don't see him in person. Like, in person, he looked like exactly like I thought he would. It is so crazy. Like, he was just more human in person. So, where was I? Where did I leave off? Yeah, when I got there, I circled around, I parked in the parking lot. I was so scared to pay the $50 at Casino-Rama, the Fallsview Casino, because online it's like, you need a parking pass, and it's $50. I'm like, $50 for parking? Then again, then I found this other parking lot that was before, and it was $10, and I had to e-transfer the guy. Did that. I parked. It was on gravel. I was freaking out about the gravel, and I'm like running in my boots down the street, trying to keep my composure, sweating a bit because I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I get to the casino, where the Falls View Resort and the OLG stage, and then the GPS tells me it's there, and then it's there, and then it's there. So I'm like literally in high heel boots, like walking in circles around the place. I can't find it. I go into the place, and then it directs me back out to where I just was, and I'm like, where is the OLG stage? And I just keep going. I'm walking. Apparently it's all the way across the street that way, and I'm over here going up and down and up and around and around and around. Then when I get there, the glass doors where everybody apparently is supposed to go in are locked, and I'm like, what? Right, I'm already late, and this doesn't usually happen to me because I know my way around, but I don't know my way around Niagara Falls. And then so just like the only person outside the glass doors, and the security won't look at me, and then I go back looking with my GPS, maybe here, maybe there, and then I go into the parking garage, and there's this nice lady who says, can I help you? I'm like, yes, I need to know where the OLG stage is. Is this the Hilton? Because I need to get in the Hilton. I remember from the tickets it said that. And I need to get into the Hilton because I need to get to the Lenny Kravitz concert. And in my head I'm like feeling like he's already singing again. He's already singing I Belong to You, and I'm missing all of it. And I'm like so like devastated because I had just driven from Toronto. And that's also another story of itself, like me being so afraid to drive by myself all the way there. And like I didn't really tell anyone where I was going. Nobody really knows where I'm going, and I also equally hope that my GPS takes me to where I'm going, and like yeah, having fun now. It was just really nice to be independent and just go by myself on my own and take this adventure and get all dressed up and to see Lenny Kravitz, and like it was like the whole artwork of like going there, the adventure, appearing as I am to see him, and then hopefully that doesn't sound too materialistic because it really does, but I was thinking, how am I going to show up there? Like how am I going to make my little childhood self proud when I go to this concert? I want her to know I'm doing this for you and for Lady, and I'm doing this, let's do this, let's just go and let's just do this. And I recently had a dream before the concert, like before I got the tickets or anything. It was just this inkling I had to go click on the Believe music video. I had this like feeling to go click on it, and I did. This was 2 weeks before the concert, and I saw underneath, scrolling to see the comments, I scrolled down and I saw next show, closest place, Niagara Falls, Ontario. I'm like, I have to go there. I have to be there. Like, and I'm thinking, why didn't I hear about this sooner? I'm so grateful that my dad let me use his car to go take it to Niagara Falls. I'm so grateful nobody asked where I was going, so I would have to explain where I'm going and why and all of that, because it's very sacred to me, and I just wanted to go by myself and have that experience. And it was kind of wild being late, driving on the highway. The GPS says I'm actually going to make better time than I would if I had left an hour ago. So I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to get there faster, but I'm in the fast lane. I'm like in the fast lane, and I'm driving, and I'm thinking about how much time I have left, and I know how fast it takes to get to Niagara on the Lake, but Niagara Falls is way more like longer, it feels. So I was just going, I'm like, when are we gonna get there? Like, I'm like, 7 p.m. is rolling, 8 p.m. When it hit 8 p.m., I'm just like, there's no way he's taking the stage now. It's a big venue. He must have an opener. no, he was taking this stage already, and I was late to it, and oh my gosh, it was so scary. I remember that feeling. I'm like thinking like, it's okay, he'll have an opener. It's okay, he'll be late too. Maybe it'll work out. And then really in real life, he was actually taking the stage. I was so afraid. I was living in fear. And I was also living in fear the days before the concert, thinking things wouldn't work out the way that they did. So when I'm actually going, driving there, getting there, I was scared like that I wouldn't have enough gas. Like, it was getting close to the end of the tank. You could just feel like fear was throughout my body. And then when I got into the thing, I could hear him singing "Human," and like the lady told me, go up the escalator, you'll see his name, and then you go through the doors, up the stairs through the doors or something, and then they'll tell you where to go, and you go up the elevator. And so went up the escalator, and I'm like, okay, I'm like almost running up the escalator, running through the doors, and the lady also said, you're really late. And I looked as I'm walking, where I'm reading, it says, people who are late will not get admitted. I get up and my heart is pounding. I get up the escalator and I see this big thing that says, this big banner on the wall or whatever, says Lenny Kravitz, and stairs, and I'm like trouncing up. I'm like, I'm gonna get there, Lenny, don't worry, I'm on my way. Don't freak out. I'm gonna be there. I promised I'd be there. I'm gonna be there. And like, as I'm just running up the stairs, and then the guy tells me where to go. I run to the elevator. I'm sweating, drenched in sweat at that point, because I'm just running, like, and my hair was getting puffy because of it. Like, my hair was straight and flat, and then it was starting to get puffy and curly again. It's like, oh, didn't have to do that. Didn't have to waste time doing that, because now here we are. And when I'm in the elevator, you'll see that you can hear Human playing. Like, he was already playing Human. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, the concert is almost over. I've come and the concert is over. 45 minutes and that's it. And it's almost an hour, and it's over, Tanya. You just missed the whole thing. I was so scared. And I get out of the elevator. I go to my door. I'm almost running. And then some girl is on the outside, like crying or something, or she like fell. And there's like paramedics outside the door, and then the lady tells me to go back out and go to the other side, and I'm like, okay, I have to go to the so I run back to another door, because my seat is closer to the other entrance apparently, and the guy sees my ticket and is like, oh, you're right here. And luckily I was an aisle seat. I didn't know I'm an aisle seat, and almost literally I was on the balcony though, okay, the top balcony. But I was in line with Lenny, like his feet were pointed right at me, and I was in the center. That is actually the most coolest thing, because it felt like his energy was going right toward me. Another thing, I'll just show you, this is my drawing of the Lenny concert last night. That was me, and that was him on the stage, and it was like just a little here, but like, there's like the stairs, right? And I'm right at the aisle, and it was like, I felt like he was right in front of me, in line with me. It was so cool. There were so many moments in the concert that I loved so much. Like, he went up to the drummer and he started going like this with his hair, like shaking his hair and like making fun faces, and he took sips of water and like drank water on stage, and it was like, oh my gosh, like, you're just like us. Like, best part, I think everyone can say, was Let Love Rule, because, well, I loved Again. I mean, when he played Again, I freaked out, and like, I was singing along, I was like throwing my hair, like head banging, like, and like going crazy. Everyone probably thought there's something wrong with me, but I didn't care, because I was there alone, and I was there to have an experience with him, and dance with him. I really wanted to dance with him, which I did, because he was doing this thing on the speakers. Like, at one point he got up to the speakers and he started going like that, and like the I Belong to You style dancing, and so I was dancing like with him as if there was nobody else in the room, and like we could feel each other, like that kind of thing. Oh yeah, he he was like, and then you up on the balcony, and then like the spotlight went on us, just like, oh my God, like that, like jumping. I was literally jumping in this outfit, and I was hoping that he could see my boots too and be like, but I was jumping up and down, and then he was like, there's great energy up there or something. And I know Lenny Kravitz doesn't like when people film, so I didn't want to film most of the show, like the most of the performances, and I wanted to just have it in my memory, right? But wow, I do really regret not filming a lot of it, because, like, honestly, because there were some moments there where he was saying things, like he talked about Winnipeg, Canada, and then he introduced this guy like Ben Sherman or something, and it was just like my last name, and it was really crazy hearing Ben Sherman. I'm like, Sherman? You said Sherman. Oh my gosh. Like, you know, like I wish I would have recorded that. And when he said like, oh, this girl's from Toronto, his photographer, and the people from Barbados that are having a birthday, and then everybody was like clapping up in that area, and I'm like, oh, those people know you, like, they're right there, and I'm like trying to look, and the lady beside me is probably like, why are you looking? But I just really wanted to look and see who that was, because he was like, I'm gonna bring the party to you after because it's your birthday. I'm like, what does that mean? Is he gonna come up here after the show's done? Like, I need to stay longer or something. And another cool moment that I wish I filmed, I feel like there is so much more that I'm missing out with this, but he also said something about vibration, and my ears like perked up, you know, when he said that. He's like, I just love hearing you all sing together for Let Love Rule. It's just that hum, that vibration throughout, like, you should hear yourselves or something like that, because you're all singing together and it just feels so good. And when he said vibration, I'm just like, and then it made sense to me, but the honeybees and the buzz, and thing. I never got to talk about the concert. That's why I'm doing this, because I never got a chance to just sit and be like, what happened was really special. It was a special night, and I wish I wore my bell dress to that concert, but I hope I can wear it to another concert. You know who you are, and so even though it's not Halloween in 2025, when you're on tour, I'll be wearing the bell dress to your concert, even if I have to stuff it in a suitcase. So, yeah. But with Lenny is, I wish that I feel like he knew where I was sitting, and he knew I was going to come late, and he also knew that, I feel like he knew where I was sitting, and he was disappointed that I was late, and I feel like he saw the empty seat, and he knew that I'm coming late, and how disrespectful, and how, like, this was all about him coming to Ontario, and it was such a big deal, and then I'm just gonna come late. But I also feel like he has massive, way more than I do, forgiveness, as if he, you know, it's like, oh, she's coming late, but also, like, it's okay, you know, like, it's fine, you're here now, and that's what matters, and let's keep on playing music, and let's keep on having fun, and all that. He's still coming to Ontario. I'm still gonna have a chance to be at his show and connect with him. And then I thought about why me, you know, and then why do I like Lenny, and there's so many different people in the world, like, why am I so drawn to and compelled to Lenny, and have been since I was 12, and now he's popular, so now it's like, it looks kind of like I just like him because he's like in the spotlight right now, but I've been following him quite a bit. Connecting with Lenny and going to his concert has something to do with, or like, we are ordained to cross paths in that sense. And so I think one thing that draws me so much to Lenny is the spiritual aspect, and I think he's aware of that as well. and it's very spiritual. And so I was standing most of the entire time. There was just one song that I sat down because my feet were hurting so much. Yeah, on the way, oh my gosh, days leading up to, and on the way driving there, Are You Gonna Go My Way was like beating with my heart, like constantly, like, Are you gonna go my way? And all I got to know. Funny, that song was in that video last night, Thank You, on Facebook. That was super cool. And I think Fear was great because, like, it left a lasting mark in my mind even after the concert ended. It's like, am I living in fear right now? Why live in fear? Why? And it was just such a good message afterwards, coming home, going to the restaurant after, and like being afraid to go into the parking lot, which actually there were creepy guys that were in the parking lot that came up to my car trying to get there before me, which I don't know how I got in the car fast enough in my high heel boots. I just jumped in, locked the doors, I'm like, no, and then I start the car and I'm like off on the gravel. I was so scared of being on the gravel and so scared of like having enough gas and finding a place to get gas and then driving back home and like the tires being okay and everything. It's just, oh my gosh, like everything, it worked out fine and I got home safe, and it was just so like the best part was during Let Love Rule. It was like he was seeking out a certain vibration, and he was like the bees to the honey, hunting for the honey. And I like, how is it possible he has a song called Honey? With everything in check that we have already understood with everything. How is it possible he actually has a song called Honey, like on top of everything? And he's talking about vibration. And so when he jumps into the audience and he's like walking around, can't believe it. It's like, it's so surreal, like it's so familiar and so surreal all at the same time. And so he's jumping in the crowd and everyone's like high-fiving him and he's like, you know, spreading as much love as he possibly can. But I also feel like he was sensing a vibration or trying to, and he was having all of us sing Let Love Rule. But I kept going, right? Like I was doing it the whole time. I'm like, I want to sing. I honor him. I'm serious about this. I really want him to hear my frequency, and like I want him to, you know, I want to put myself out there to sing so that he can hear it. And so I just kept going. I just kept singing it, and I did like a lot of like ad-libbing as well, like vocal rolls and stuff like that. Funny enough, like not that he could hear it or anything, but it was there, and I didn't film it, right? It was out there in the ether, and I was just like, let love rule. Oh yeah, let love rule. Like adding like my own thing. I can't really remember exactly how I did it, but I also harmonized a lot with like let love rule, and I went let love rule, let love rule, like harmonizing with it. And it was so cool seeing him jump into the audience. Like I wish I could have been down there just so I could connect with him, not to get an autograph or have a photo or whatever. I'm a documenter, so I would love a photo just so I could document it. But you gotta let love roll. It would feel spiritually, like brotherly, like that like feeling from outside planet Earth, like that kind of feeling of just like beyond. It doesn't have to be romantic love, but in just a loving like embrace of like that sustenance that you can't get anywhere else here. To transmit that back and forth and to hold him in that embrace would have been really cool. But also to just see him, maybe see me, and be like close like that and just walk by each other. But you can't deny this entire concert was actually a crossing of paths. in a sense, because it's like, if you were there and he was there, yeah, you crossed paths. So it was kind of like that. I told myself I would see him again. I would go to another concert, so I could see the songs that he didn't play this time, or the ones I also missed. Because I really regret missing them, and people on YouTube know, because I commented on everybody else's videos saying like, what was the songs that played before Human? Can't believe I came late to this. Because I've never been there before. I've never gone to Niagara Falls by myself, really, and like had to park and everything. I didn't know. Should have come earlier, but you're gonna find yourself by going. You just need to go. And like, I paraphrased, it was shorter than that, but yeah, and I was a bit sick as well. I had like a cold I was getting over as well. It's just shocking. Like, I can't believe I saw him on stage meters away, hundreds of meters away. I saw him on stage. The guy who was in so many of my dreams, who was in my psyche as a kid, and is finally there, and the guy that was insane. I'm so happy it happened. Like, I wouldn't have missed it for the world. I'm so happy it happened. And to hear him also playing guitar was so shockingly credible, because he was actually playing guitar and I was hearing it. At the end, I was taking photos outside the glass doors area of myself, and for the Instagram post and stuff, and just to like capture the moment, just be like, I am here in my independence and in spirituality, and I saw him, and it was real, and it really happened, and what a wild adventure, and so much fun, and like with that message of let love rule, and fear being, don't be afraid of anything. You shouldn't be afraid of anything. Remember, it's all a video game. And what is Niagara Falls? The falls itself is a big... And I kept thinking about this, when driving home. And I was just amazed at the fact that he chose, or he had the concert just serendipitously at the falls. Like, not the ACC, not Massey Hall. It was the falls. That was really cool. That was really nice. And really, really synchronistic. And so before driving home, I was really hungry and thirsty, and I went to, I think it's called Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, and it was the closest one, because I'm like, it's places are gonna close, you don't have time to drive around in circles, just go wherever you can find. And like, so I went to there, and I'm like, I just want to get like a Caesar salad and a nice big thirsty drink, because I'm so thirsty. So I got a pina colada virgin, and then a chicken Caesar salad, and then a brownie, and then I feel like I got something. Oh yeah, I got like an iced tea and a lemonade. And so, and when I was there, like everybody like flooded into the restaurant. Like I was one of the first people. And I should have stayed after the show, so in case he came out, I'd be there, Like, I'd be in the upper... If he came into the upper levels to go hug people, I don't know what I would do. I would stand there frozen, like, oh my god, like he's up here. I don't want to rush him, and just like go running up to him. I wouldn't be the type of person. I'd be the type of person to patiently wait there and just feel him feeling like he might come to me. And then at Margaritaville, I'm just having a fun time, just sitting there, like, with the water element, and like there was something just enchanting about like the whole sea water theme going on, and like the whole restaurant was so exciting, that restaurant late at night, and like, it just felt like so exciting. And then at the end of dinner, I drew the lady and daughter that were sitting at the table next to me, that ended up coming up to me and being like, were you at the concert? And I'm like, oh yeah, I was actually. Were you guys? And they're like, no, I just heard about it an hour ago that he was here. I can't believe I missed him. I can't believe he was here. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Well, he was so good. Jumped into the audience and started hugging people. And I was in the balcony, but like, it was down below. It was so good. It was so cool. Like, and then the girl was like, well, that's amazing, but like, your outfit is so nice, by the way. It looks so cool. I'm like, thank you so much. I love your earrings. And like, she barely heard me say that because she walked away. But I'm like, thank you so much. I love your earrings. And she turned around. She's like walked away. Yeah. So she's like, I love your outfit, by the way. I'm like, girl, I love your outfit. Like, you have no idea. Like me, I feel like I'm trying too hard here. Um, I wonder if he saw me up in the balcony section. I wonder. I don't know. I just wonder. Like, and I requested on when he was like, "What songs do you want me to hear me play at the awards?" Like months ago, I remember writing in a comment, "Oh, I would love to hear you sing 'I Belong to You' and Again." And he ended up playing both of the songs at this concert. Me only hearing the Again one though, because I didn't get to hear I Belong to You because I came too late. I also really wish I could have heard him sing Stuck in the Middle, Honey, Spirit in My Heart, and TK421. Oh, and Lady. So I wish I could have heard him sing all of those songs that I don't think he sung a lot of them because I don't think he sung a lot of his new stuff. But I wish I could have heard some of the like Stuck in the Middle, and he sang Fly Away, which was incredible. I don't know if I filmed that one. I can't even remember which ones I filmed, which one I didn't. But like being in the moment and just seeing him was so cool, and like I was just not. It was like such a short thing that I was just sitting there like, what do I do? How do I feel him out? Like, how do I like embrace this moment? Because it's going to be so fleeting. And like thinking back on it all, like even driving back home, the whole thing was like so freeing for me to go to experience like that. Like it felt like everybody was just not fighting with one another. Everyone was at peace with one another. Everyone was chill. Like it just felt like everyone was at peace. And like all the people were just there, just having a good time. Like no one was like competing or anything like that. It was just chill like that. And his spiritual outlook and the healing energy from the entire thing, and the actually seeing him on like literally in the flesh on stage in such a small venue, really, because 4,000 people or really big, either way. And I wonder if my mom listened to Lenny Kravitz. I wish I could ask her, like, hey, do you know Lenny Kravitz? Any chance? Do you know him? Do you know of his music? I wish I could. At the time, I couldn't really like make a vlog because it was Halloween was right there, and like with Halloween, I'm like, oh, I really want to finally post a costume, even it's on the day of Halloween. You know, like people do their costume like a weekend before, but I'm like, I need to post my costume on the night. You know, I saw more stuff to post of that, but while I was filming all the Belle clips and stuff, I'm like, I don't care about anything because I saw Lenny Kravitz last night in Niagara Falls, and like that was a feeling and a vibe of its own, and I felt so gorgeous, and I felt so fun. And that girl who said she liked my outfit made everything all right, because like if I had a question of if my outfit looked cute or not, and I'm just stuffing my face in that restaurant, I now know that it did look good. And afterwards I was driving around and it felt so synchronistic after the meal. You know, the driving home was exciting as well, just thinking about so much. But after the meal and going to the car, and after the scary thing with the guy in the parking lot with his friend, and like I was taking a photo by my car at the other side of it. As I was walking up, you could hear the clip clop of my high heels, and no cars left in that parking lot, just this pickup truck that was there. And oh, it was so scary. I hear the guys talking in like loud foreign language, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, you know what, you better get in the car. Like, it's on gravel, you're the only one left, you have your phone out, what if they try to pop your tires? You need to get going. So I grab my phone, I'm just around the car, and he's already walking toward my car before I get to my door, and I just like, no thank you, and I like get in the car, lock the door, start the car, and I'm like, please, gravel, be easy on the tires. And then I start the car, and I'm like, I drive, and I'm like on the gravel because it's like shaky, and I'm like about to cry, and I'm about to like freak out. I'm so scared because he's like asking me for something. I don't know if he was asking me for money or asking me for something, and it was just like, I don't know if he was asking for to talk to me. It's so scary. So I like got in the car, and I'm like shaking, driving away, and I made it. And as soon as I made it, then it was all fun after that, because it was like I got to vlog, I got to talk, I got to drive around Niagara Falls at night. And as I go toward the actual the restaurant I was at, there's a hill that goes down, and then you can see the falls with the lights beyond that. And I can't believe when I was walking there, I was walking down that little path, I didn't even stop to look at that. I was so in fear and so worried and so scared of not being in an environment that I knew of. It felt like I was in New York again. It felt like a little mini holiday, right? I drove by again in the car just to look at the falls and like the lights and everything that were in the distance down that hill that was there. And I know also, I haven't ever been there by myself. I think that was important. I think it was important to be there by myself, to have an experience like that, and to have Lenny's protective energy so close. Being like watchful, he knew what was going on. Like, you know, he knew, like, he was making sure I'm okay too, you know, like, so I felt him there too. And then I was like, you know, I'm in Niagara Falls. It's literally Halloween right now. Like, it's literally midnight at Halloween. As I walked out, I'm like, I'm in these sexy boots. You know, I'm like, oh, let's go home, but like, this is fun. Like, I'm like, nothing bad's gonna happen on the walk home, right? On the walk back to the car. Like, I'm thinking, have no fear. But that was scary with the guy in the parking lot. But then we get in the car and we're driving around, and I see the hotel that we stayed at when I was a kid that I forgot all about. And so as I see, I remember, and my memories jogged when I went to go see Roy and Dan, who came with us on that trip. And I hope that's not why Jen broke up with me, because I had posted photos of that. She won't let me hang out with other girls, but she's over there hanging out with other guys. Someone needed a bottle of water on Clifton Hill, whoever it was, and I have that memory, and then I see behind, you know, we pull up to the hotel, and like, just like that song on the radio. I forgot all about that, and I thought to myself, Lenny has just ignited another level of that I forgot about. Like, he has just enlivened the whole. It's just like, when I saw, because I was just talking about it in a vlog too, I was like, I need to have been here. At the end of the concert, I ended up checking out the falls, and I thought like, oh, but I can't, like, it's scary down there, like, I don't know how to get out of the car, like, do you put their flashers on or whatever? It's actually so easy, but I actually stopped at the back of the casino, like in the shipping area, and like I stopped in the driveway because it was late at night and I think it would have been okay. I just got out of the car and I'm like, with my phone, I'm like, this is so cool, and I'm like filming what I can see, and it's like creepy too because it's right near the hotel in the, so it's the big hotel and then the casino at the back. And the park, you could just walk through the park and look at the falls, and it was so desirably romantic. At 1 a.m, I think it was about that time, and I was like, I need you, honey, because he just dropped the Honey video too right before the concert, like days before, right? And so I got out and I was like filming myself singing Honey with my phone, and then the falls, and then I was just like, girl, like saying it to the falls, I just got to see you, you know, just for about 5 minutes tonight, but it feels like lifetimes. Just me being able to stare into your abyss, me being here to witness you at this very moment in time. I'm so blessed to just be witnessing this tonight because I didn't think I could. And it makes this adventure just even more raw and real and wild. Of course I had to stop at the falls, right? And seeing all the lights and everything. And it was remarkable to see the falls, and I can talk about it all I want, but like being able to see the falls like that, like standing there in that very moment. Also, I wonder what he was doing after. Like, it's just so crazy to think he's so close right now, and I'm driving back to I'm going back into my bed, and I'm going to wake up and it's going to be Halloween, and he's probably still here in the city, and I'm just not even trying to go look for him. And it was like opposite to Janet, because Janet actually went and I went to look for her. But this, it felt so weird, like, you know, even if it was like meet me at the base of the CN Tower kind of thing, I didn't even try this time. What's wrong with me? But I also know how tired I've been, and how kind of like burnt out I've been lately. So it's like kind of like it was what it was. Let's leave it like at that. When I came home, also I realized this is very much like a outfit, but seeing him, like, it was unreal. And then knowing that, like, I'm driving home now after that, just standing on the cobblestone near the falls like that, and just looking at it like, hi down there, and it's 3 a.m. No, it's 2 a.m. On Halloween. It's because it's not the next day. It would be November 1st at 3 a.m., but it's 3 a.m. on Halloween, and I'm right here, and there's this bright star up there. I think it was Jupiter above the falls, and I realized that the falls are broken up into 2 separate stations. Like, there are 2 of them, and it makes me think like there are twin falls. That's so crazy to me, right? I was so bewildered by the whole thing, and I got back in the car so many times too, because I'm like, oh, they're gonna like, I'm gonna get in trouble because I'm not supposed to be parked here. And then I kept going back out to take pictures, then go back in and vlog a bit more, and then go back out. And they probably thought I was so crazy, and then I was doing a vlog, and you'll see in the video. And I'm like, I should go now because the guys were opening the receiving door, and they were probably like, what is that car? What is that girl doing getting back and forth in her car and just sitting there? We're gonna like investigate. I'm like, let's go now, and I just like drive away. I feel like when I love this thing that comes down, so pretty and romantic, and it's so niche, like it's so mocha, and her skin's a color mocha. It's such a like interesting color. Yeah, I just loved getting back and forth into the car, and then I was like, you know what, can we drive down to where you can actually get out and see the falls, like right by where they have the telescopes and stuff that you can like see. And so yeah, I got out of the car and I parked there, and other people were parking there as well, and the lights were on, and the grass was really wet, but I just ran through it, my running shoes. And then I took a few photos, and by the time I walked back to my car to take a few more, the falls turned off right at 2 a.m. So it was just like, okay, they actually turn off, like the lights turn off. And then by 3 a.m., I think I was back on the road, and then I went to the falls like a crazy person. And I heard these girls talking at one point, I think when I was crossing this, oh no, it was at the restaurant. The girls were like, I want to smoke a joint at the falls at midnight, okay? And then they walked by, and I'm like, smoke a joint at the falls? It must be dangerous down there. And then I go and I see, like, oh, it's just like chill, it's just like grass and the thing. Luckily, I wasn't scared even after those guys were the pickup truck people that scared me, but it was okay in the end. And then I was also singing Spaz Loves Wheezy up also, so it's just crazy how everything like links up. And like I was thinking about that Spaz Loves Wheezy song and how it was on the CD I gave Allison and Camp Amick and all of that, and that song it's just crazy. The concert was, and the whole thing was, and you know, Meet Me at Midnight and all that was about being free and being sexy and wild and free. Okay, well, the Lenny Kravitz concert was so amazing in Niagara Falls, October 30th, 2024. I can't believe I actually got to see him live, and that I was like hundreds of meters away from him, and that it actually happened, and it was such an adventure, and it was a moment in time I'll never forget. I was meant to be there at that specific time, and the dreams say it all, and they write the story. And during that day and night, I remember thinking how he reminded me how much every moment and every day is an adventure, and to keep it that way. Always. It's human to feel low, and there's nothing to fear. It's part of the cycles of creativity. But I just really wanted to capture this before I forget everything, and I just couldn't believe it when I came back home. Like, I just drove back from Niagara Falls. I just saw Lenny Kravitz. Like, I'm so happy it all worked out the way it did. And thanks for watching. More later.